He says, I am now. So the questioner says, the world too is now. Maharaj says, which world? He says, the world around us. Maharaj says, it is your world you have in mind, not mine. What do you know of me? When even my talk with you is in your own world. You have no reason to believe that my world is identical with yours. My world is real, true, as it is perceived, while yours appears and disappears according to the state of your mind. Your world is something alien and you're afraid of it. My world is myself. I am at home. Go back to your circles. What is your world? That small little black dot. Yes, and it is very personal. Now, here to understand this personal world, you will have to do a little bit of scientific research. Okay? Those who have a science background might already know this. Those who do not have a science background, I will urge you to watch a few scientific videos on YouTube. So, let me explain in short. Today, science says that this world does not have colors and shapes and tastes or flavors, any smells, anything outside. It does not have the object of sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. It does not. There are only electromagnetic radiations here. Each one of us has this ability to mistranslate this electromagnetic radiation, and we create our own colors and forms through the sense of sight. We create flavors through the sense of taste. We create sound through the sense of hearing. We create sensation through the sense of touch. We are the ones who create our own personal world. And it's personal. Why? Because what I have created cannot be matched with another person. For example, if I create the color and I say it is black, maybe Ghazal she sees red, but she has learned to call it black like I have learned to call it black. But I see black and she sees red, or maybe I see yellow and she sees red, but we both learn to call those two colors as black. Are you seeing this, what I'm saying? Perception is inside out, not outside in. There are no colors outside in this world. There are no shapes outside in this world. Your food is tasteless. There is no taste in your food. You create the taste. There is no smell outside in this world. Rose has a different smell. Jasmine has a different smell. No. Smells do not belong to the objects. I create smells. It is personal. So now, if you understand that the 5 sense objects, I create my own personal world, and you have your own personal world, you have your own personal world, it also means that what I see and what I interpret is personal. In my family members, what they talk, what they think, how I perceive it is all personal. Perception is inside out, not outside in. Yes, and I hold on to my perception, I hold on to my belief, I hold on to my conditioning. And that is why I suffer. The cause of my suffering is my personal grip on my personal world. Yeah? So please do a little bit of research. If you find the science videos, please share it on Flock with each other. If you don't find, I'll send something by the end of the week. But you will have to push yourself and really apply your mind to understand this. Perception is inside out, not outside in. So let's read that again. It is your world you have in mind, not mine. What do you know of me? When even my talk with you is in your world only. You have no reason to believe that my world is identical with yours. My world is real, true, as it is perceived, while yours appears and disappears according to the state of your mind. Appears and disappears according to the state of your mind. Why? Because I am perceiving something, it's inside out. That's how my world appears and disappears according to the state of my mind. My mind has created my world. My mind believes in my world. My mind hates my world. My mind loves my world. So it is my mind that has created the entire drama. Very clear? That is how it appears and disappears according to the state of my mind. Your world is something alien and you are afraid of it. That is why you have fear. Because you are stuck in your own perceptions, your own conditionings, your own beliefs created by you. My world is myself. I am at home. Maharaj does not give importance to anything that is happening at this world creation level by the body mind. Remember, it is created at the body mind level. He has taken his firm stand in Paramakash. He has let the body mind alone because he has become completely separate. He recognizes that the body mind function automatically. I do not need to give attention to the body mind. Yes, that's how he has taken the step beyond. He'll say that ahead. Let's read that. Questioner: if you are the world, how can you be conscious of it? Is not the subject of consciousness different from its object? Very valid. Subject is always different. So Maharaj says, consciousness and the world appear and disappear together. Hence, they are two aspects of the same state. Please highlight. Yes, what is he saying? Your circle, and inside that circle, the black dot, the world. So the witness consciousness and the body mind, they appear and disappear together. Yeah? So consciousness and the world appear and disappear together. Here consciousness is witness consciousness. Witness consciousness and the world appear and disappear together. Hence, they are two aspects of the same state. Maharaj's stand is in the biggest circle. He's outside the circle, which is the witness, and the black dot in the middle. The circle in the middle and the black dot appear and disappear together. Maharaj is beyond, in Paramakash. Clear? Yeah, the questioner was not sure about that. If they had drawn these 3 circles like you, they would have probably understood. Questioner. In sleep, I am not, and the world continues. Maharaj says, how do you know? Do you know that? Do you really know that? Through your experiential recognition, do you have the proof that in your deep sleep the world continues? You assume, right? So let's see what the questioner says. Maharaj says, how do you know? Questioner says, on waking up I come to know. My memory tells me. Now do you see how the memory makes the world continuous? And how Maharaj has snapped out of this, taken the stand as the Paramakash and only sees moment to moment. Now. Questioner says, on waking up, I come to know. My memory tells me. Maharaj says, memory is in the mind. The mind continues in sleep. So questioner says, it is partly in abeyance. Abeyance means it is in a state of suspension. It is suspended. Yeah? The mind is suspended. So Maharaj says, but its world picture is not affected. What is world picture? The way you have created the world in your own head, your own personal world perception is your world picture. Yeah? That world picture is not affected. As long as the mind is there, your body and your world are there. Your world is mind-made. I explained how it is mind-made, no? Perception is inside out, not outside in. So your world is mind-made, subjective. Subjective? Only mind, the way I see it. Yeah? Subjective. Enclosed within the mind. Fragmentary. Parts. Enclosed within the mind, I already explained how you create the personal world. Temporary. Personal. And hanging on the thread of memory. I really like this phrase, hanging on the thread of memory. You've become a slave to memory, moment to moment. You're holding on to all the memories and trying to create a false continuity. But it's false. There is no continuity. There is only the now. Only the now. Only the now. There is no time. So Maharaj lives in that realm, which is the Paramakash, where he just sees the now. Now. And he does not live in memory. Our problem is we live in memory and we join all these memory pieces together, all the fragmentary parts, and we create a film and we say, see, time exists, this is past and this is my future. Maharaj says, utter rubbish and nonsense. You just be in the now and you will see the truth. Your memory is the cause of your suffering. So he says it is personal, your world is temporary, personal, hanging on the thread of memory. So questioner says, so is yours. He doesn't know Maharaj yet. Maharaj says, oh no. I like it in Marathi. Nahi. Oh no. I live in a world of realities, while yours is of imaginings. Your world is personal, private, unshareable, intimately your own. Do you get it? Why personal? Why private? Yeah? Small little thing as taste, as a flavor, I have created. There is only one flavor, vanilla, but you probably taste it as butterscotch and I taste it as strawberry. Our tastes are different, they are personal, our world is different. Yes? We may learn to call it the same thing, but it does not mean we are perceiving the same thing. If you watch scientific videos and the scientist was explaining about some green color flower and stem and plant over there, and he said there is no green color there. It does not exist there. It's just the way our brain processes, and then our mind functions differently. And I see a particular thing, a particular color, you see a particular color, and we both have learned to label it as green because we went to the same schools, yeah, the same education. But I might be seeing completely different from what you are seeing. It's a completely personal world. There is no way to match. There is no way for us to match or even share our worlds. So it is private. What you see as orange, I might be seeing as green. But because we went to the same school, we are seeing different things, but we are learning to call it something else. It's unbelievable how everything is so personal, so private. So when just in sights, sound, smell, taste, and touch, it becomes private. Processing of thoughts, processing of emotions, of feelings, sensations, perceptions is also private. And when I understood this, it was so easy for me to understand why medical science cannot cure any disease. We cannot cure anything. Do you know this? We have zero cure. We only treat symptoms. If you have pain, I can give you a painkiller. If you have 10 such symptoms, I can give you fever reducer, painkiller, but I cannot cure a disease. It's not possible because it is private, it is personally created. It is inside out, not outside in. Yeah. Well, I gave you that example because I've gone to medical school, but if you're an engineer, you can think how it applies to your field. If you're an architect, you can think how it applies in your own field. Yeah? There is no possibility for us to share our worlds. Our circles cannot intercept. Impossible. They're completely private worlds. That is why there are so many fights. That is why there are so many tussles. There is no single relationship on the planet where there has not been the ego clash, the fight, the friction. Because there is no possibility for two worlds to be shared. The more you dive into this, the more it'll become clearer, and it'll be so easy to live life because now you're not expecting anybody's world to match with yours. It becomes very freeing, very liberating, provided you really dive deeper into this understanding of personal world creation. The moment you understand that the body mind creates a personal world, and this personal world is the cause of suffering, you will just snap out of it. That is the real freedom. Then you're not concerned with this body mind and its own private perception problems. Because it works automatically. How much ever I try, I cannot have exactly the same perception as Vani. Maybe I want to be best friends with Vani, but not possible because the same perception is not possible, is not shareable. Yeah? So why do you have expectations from your family members? You expect them to understand you. In actuality, you're expecting them to understand your private, unshareable, personal world. Not possible. Do you see this? When you start seeing these things very clearly, you recognize it's unshareable. Conflict drops. It's unshareable. How can I expect that person to get the private world created by this body mind? I myself am not this body-mind. A different way of looking at things starts happening. Yeah, then there are no more clashes at home, there are no more fights. Everything is just a movie. The body mind is continuing its actions because it is programmed already. So I insist, please dive deeper into the personal world creation. So start looking on the internet for perception, some science videos on what is reality. There are movies created. Matrix has the reality that everything is nothing but electromagnetic radiation. There is no colors and shapes and sizes and sounds and flavors or smells out here and textures. Yeah, the movie Matrix has it all. If you don't understand that, you can have a proper scientific video with scientists explaining it to you. So, a little science is required here. Nobody can enter it. See as you see. Hear as you hear. Feel your emotions and think your thoughts. In your world, you are truly alone, enclosed in your ever changing dream, which you take for life. My world is an open world, common to all, accessible to all. In my world, there is community, insight, love, real equality. There's a mistake over there. It's not quality, it is equality. The individual is the total, the totality in the individual. All are one, and the one is all. So now remember, you have a big circle and then you have the witness consciousness with a dot in it. Now in your big circle with the witness consciousness and dot, draw another witness consciousness and dot, another witness consciousness and a black dot. Draw many like that. So that Param Akash, he's saying, is not personal. That Param Akash is something we share in common. So he says, my world is an open world, common to all. That's how it is common. Accessible to all. In my world, there is community. When you have so many witness consciousness with worlds inside, you can see the community. Insight, love, real equality. And all are one, and the one is all. Individual is the total, totality in the individual. He's talking about the Paramakash space. In that, so many of the witness consciousness with body minds, witness consciousness with body mind, witness consciousness with body mind, which is a community. So that is the stand he's telling you is our final abode. Yes, that is what I mean, that the goal of Jnana Sangha is oneness. This is the oneness I speak about. So questioner says, is your world full of things and people, as is mine? Maharaj says, no, it is full of myself. That space, that Paramakash, that space is what he regards as I, as me. So it is full of myself. So questioner gets even more confused. But do you see and hear as we do? So Maharaj says, yes, I appear to hear and see and talk and act, but to me it just happens. As to you, digestion or perspiration happens. Do you even realize when digestion happens, when the food gets digested in your stomach? Do you realize? Do you realize how perspiration happens? No. You don't even give it any attention, right? You have no idea when it happens. That's how Maharaj is talking, doing actions. They are just happening on their own. Maharaj has completely dropped that doership and become the drishta. From the drishta level, he's gone to Keval Darshan. Yeah? Keval Darshan is being in Paramakash, where it body mind functions automatically. He has recognized that knowing is my only possibility. The body mind machine looks after it but leaves me out of it. Please highlight. If you have a goal in life, a goal on the spiritual path, this should be your goal. The body mind machine looks after everything, the walking, talking, acting, thinking on its own, and leaves me out of it. Just as you do not need to worry about growing hair, so I need not worry about words and actions. They just happen and leave me unconcerned. For in my world, nothing ever goes wrong. Yeah. One of the most beautiful chapters this is in the book. In my world, nothing ever goes wrong. Actions happen automatically. I have recognized I had falsely assumed that I am doing, I am acting, I am talking. It's a false assumption. I have deceived myself. It's not about the others. I have deceived myself. I falsely assume that I do action. I have to have a vision. I have to have a goal. I have to go here. I have to do this. I have to do that. All false. All a big deception. Body and mind are programmed. They work automatically. I am separate from the body mind. I am that Paramakash. I am beyond the body and mind. When I recognize my true nature, I stop bothering about this body mind and it continues to do what it needs to do. It's a machine. So, one important translation is missing. I'll read that out from the book. It's the last paragraph. He says, मी ऐकतो, बोलतो आणि कृती करतो असे दिसते, पण माझ्या दृष्टीने ते घडते एवढेच. जसे तुम्हाला पचन होणे किंवा घाम येणे घडते तसेच. देहबुद्धी त्याकडे लक्ष पुरवते, पण मला त्यातून वगळते. जशी तुम्हाला केस कसे वाढतील याबद्दल चिंता करण्याची जरुरी नसते, तशीच मला शब्दाबद्दल आणि कृतीबद्दल चिंता करण्याची जरुरी नसते. त्या गोष्टी केवळ घडतात आणि त्याचा माझ्याशी संबंध सुटलेला असतो, कारण माझ्या जगात कधीच काही बिघडत नाही. So the most important word there is Deha Buddhi. Deha Buddhi is the word that has been translated in the last paragraph as body mind machine. It's important to understand that the body and mind have their own buddhi. It's called the Deha Buddhi. It's not that it belongs just to the body. Deha is body and mind both. So the body mind have their own intelligence and they operate automatically. Deha Buddhi takes care of it automatically. I do not have to do anything. This is not a special power. Please do not consider that Maharaj has some siddhi. Even your body mind operates automatically. You have fooled yourself that you are the one taking an action. You have fooled yourself that you are the one thinking. You are the one making a decision. You have fooled yourself. The only lesson that Advaita teaches you is a single lesson. I am not the doer. I am not the experiencer. Yeah? It's not even a lesson. It's an actual recognition of what is already there. I have just closed my eyes to it. That's it. Yeah? So take only one lesson back from this chapter. I am not the doer. I am not the experiencer. Everything is happening automatically. I'm just fooling myself. The day I stop deceiving myself, that day I will wake up. It's that simple.